Hello, my name is Tania Mulry, and I'm a technology junkie. Yes, technology has a dark side. 20 years ago, I swooned and married the first guy I met who had a pager and a backpack phone. Oh, that was hot. And I've spent the last 15 years telling everyone I know about how mobile technology is going to change the world, including this guy. I created mobile apps and digital marketing campaigns for some of the world's largest brands, and I really worked with them to help them connect with you and get you to do more shopping. But flashback 5 years ago, and I had this really cool dream job. I got to work from home, in my pajamas sometimes, for a digital marketing agency. And we were just about to launch a very complicated campaign for a major snack manufacturer when my project manager, Lisa, called me and said, "Don't worry, everything's under control. I'll call you tomorrow at 3 o'clock and let you know that we've gone live with our website." And I told her, "Please don't call me. It's Good Friday tomorrow, and I want to unplug for just an hour." And that's when things got interesting. Lisa shared that the previous Easter, she visited her uncle's farm and witnessed the birth of a baby goat. Wow. Who in this room has witnessed something like this? I was completely moved. Immediately, I was on the farm, smelling the hay, just noticing the dampness, seeing the loving look in that mama's eyes as she stared at her baby goat, the wobbly legs of a new life. I was overcome with longing for a down-to-earth, amazing, real experience like that. Working from home was a blessing and a curse. It was so rare that I wasn't connected to one of my devices for 10 to 12 hours a day due to my professional demands as a remote worker and my personal habits, I have to admit. So in a moment of clarity, I said to Lisa, "I need a digital detox." Excited by this concept, I decided to be vulnerable and I shared it with my kids. And that's when the impact of my technology addiction became clear to me in a big way. You see, my sons immediately got on board and they wanted to have digital detox for our family and every family around the world. See, they wanted to open a hotel with all kinds of cool things where families would turn in their personal devices at check-in and spend quality time with their families, playing laser tag, climbing in tree houses, and even using hoverboards. Pretty cool, right? But then I realized I was kind of caught in my technology trap. I'd been ignoring my kids, even as I'd been tech-shaming them about using too much technology, having too much screen time. They were desperate to share fun experiences with me. Yes, they were yearning for and, just like Mom, designing experiences around and designing solutions for spending more quality time together. My own tech addiction was keeping me from living my life to the fullest. However, I found it really hard to quit, right? Just like it's hard to quit eating when you want to lose weight, just cutting off communications doesn't work. I've been communing with my gadgets for a very long time, and they were just a part of how I ran my life. Our phones have turned larger than life. There are true American idols. So lacking the capital to start an amusement park or hotel, or the willpower to put my devices in cold storage, I needed another outlet for exploring this concept of digital detox. So, like any good professor, I took out my angst on my students with a spectacular form of technology torture. You see, every semester we examine the rise of mobile technology. It's the fastest growing technology in all of history. But because they don't remember life unplugged, they don't remember a time when they weren't able to connect because they were born in the mid-90s. They really don't have a perspective on what it was like to live life without technology. So when I tell them that they have to give up their gadgets for a week and use their computers like typewriters in their room, they panic, they get terrified, you can see their eyes bulging, and they're really upset with me. But they're excellent students, and so you know they want to do well on the assignment, so they try, okay? But usually, their essays are adorable. They come, I start to read them, and then I hear their comments in class, and they always tell me something like this. I should fail this assignment. I deserve a D. This was the hardest thing I've ever done, okay? But I can't imagine that it can be that hard for, a 19 or 20-year-old to give up technology. I mean, when I was their age, 20 to 25 years ago, I used a word processor that had 3 lines of memory to write my term papers, okay? I didn't even have an email address. So, you can get through college without technology, right? Well, our discussions definitely show that things have changed in the last 20 years. So here are some of the main themes. We can't resist the fastest new gadget, right? We stand in line, we get on waiting lists in order to have the latest thing. But do they really solve a need? Are they worth the money that we're throwing at them? It's now both a matter of social status and professional expectation to be connected 24/7. If you don't instantly answer your text messages, the other person is completely offended. And do we really want to have multiple digital leashes, channels to be responding to on a regular basis? The next thing is that we're constantly craving connection. We're more connected than ever, but never have we felt more alone. For those of us who might prefer the comfort of a screen to live companionships, we can become very easily digital hermits and never go out. Our relationships with people that we care about have been reduced to quick comments or texts on birthdays, a click to say I care. Have you ever seen someone in person after years of being digital friends and just be overcome, telling them something like, oh, you're so much more beautiful or handsome in person than your little square on your Facebook profile? Even if you're outgoing and you love adventure and you love meeting new people and going to crazy new places, sometimes you're held back by the thought, well, I can't be connected for a little while, so maybe I won't do that. Are we really making the right choices by relying on our gadgets rather than taking advantage of those moments in our lives? Now, public device manners are atrocious as well, and I'm not Miss Manners or anything, but I know that we're creating the I generation, superpowered by personal devices seeking personal satisfaction through technology. Every event, every meal, or every meeting is interrupted by our screens. And I see a few of you on your phones right now, actually. And sometimes we're multitasking, watching a TED Talk while on our phones, or watching TV. Our identities, our time, and all of our attention are tied up in our own devices. Whereas we used to share phones and screens with others. We used to have that community experience. So we need new rules for these new gadgets and new behavior. Not to mention that we're building a permanent public reputation with every post that we make. This can be devastating to new grads who realize too late their potential employers are checking out their social media profiles before granting interviews. Now, this even happened to me. I was interviewing with a board of a dozen retirees to build a website, and they were Googling me live in the room while I was interviewing. That means nothing's safe, people. People are going to find out what you're about by the footprints you leave online. And now that I've suggested it, I'm sure a few of you are Googling me too. It's just, you can't get away from it. We can't just enjoy the moment with our senses and our memories. Now that we have phones, we need to create foments to preserve these times forever. I'm really fighting the urge to take a picture of all of you right now. This is very difficult for me. Oh, and here's the part that's really stressing me out. It starts so young. Okay, 36% of babies are using cell phones and tablets because their parents are distracted. And we're encouraging it. So toddlers have been spotted. I've seen these videos on YouTube where toddlers are swiping magazines, wondering why they don't work. Okay? They are wired for the digital life from birth. We are building a generation of people who are comfortable saying, sorry, not sorry. We'll say things online we'd never say face-to-face. You see the trolling and the stalking of celebrities. You see people wounding others with their words. We would say things, it's just ridiculous. In schools, cyberbullying is a huge epidemic, but that doesn't mean that it has an age limit. We have to think about what we post no matter our age. And as a society, we're constantly saying, I love you, but I love my selfie more. One teenager took more than 200 selfies a day, desperately seeking the perfect shot, until his suicide. Socially induced narcissism turns deadly. Now, please don't text and drive, because driving while intoxicated kills 11 teens a day. It reminds me of an old U2 song. We still haven't found what we're looking for. What do we expect to see when we refresh 10 more times before putting our phones away and going to sleep? It's constantly, just scrolling and pointless and useless. We lurk and skim information, but we very rarely engage. Our continuous desire for information to be validated by likes, tweets, comments, mentions, retweets. These systems have been custom designed by people like me. I wish I had, been on some of those early founder teams of those programs, but they've been custom designed to feed our insatiable need to be noticed, validated, and entertained. Now, the other thing that you should know is that they know everything about us, okay? As soon as I posted this profile picture, the exact same jacket appeared in my Facebook ads, okay? Creepy. It is a great deal on a great jacket, ladies, but I already have it, so I don't know why they're targeting me with that. It just goes to show you that they're collecting your every move, everything about you, your hair, your skin, your clothes, everything, okay? So the more debris you leave out on the internet, the more they know and the more they can do. Now, it gets physical as well. That pain in the neck isn't your imagination, your boss, your teacher, your spouse, your kids. It's your cell phone. This tilt puts 60 pounds of pressure on your neck, and we're doing that all day long. And you wonder why we're so stressed and in so much pain. And let's not ignore the elephant on the stage. Sitting around surfing social media has decreased our physical activity and is adding to our waistlines. Okay, this is changing our bodies in even more unbelievable ways. Have you ever felt your phone buzzing in your pocket when it wasn't there? And you're doing the Macarena, trying to find it? Right. It's not there. Well, experts say that it's the same feeling amputees have when they've lost a limb. Okay, think about that for a minute. Our dependence on our phones has led us to treating them as an extension of our body. We really think of them as body parts. Yes, technology is changing our brains. We think and talk in punchy headlines. We want instant responses for every text or post. We use our phones for every common task. Do you guys remember? Maybe some of you remember when we used to memorize phone numbers, calendar appointments, use our brains for math? We've lost the art of handwriting, and we get instant gratification getting the answers to every question on Google. While we are gaining unlimited possibilities, we're also losing core capabilities like patience and memory and attention span because we're feeding our brain fast food. Steve Jobs, in his commencement address to Stanford in 2005, said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. And don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your inner voice." Now, did Steve see this coming? Did he know that we were going to be completely with rapt attention watching everybody we know or have ever met since kindergarten online? But did you know that Steve didn't even let his own kids use iStuff? Right? He knew that it had this power. Let's say that somebody came up to you and said, you can totally improve your life if I gave you a horse. And it could be a tool to help you in your farm or to give you transportation. Would you let that horse jump on your back and ride you? Or would you get some riding lessons and figure out how to use the tool that you'd been given? Well, let's do the same thing with our technology. Now, we're going to have some fun, I hope. Let's get real about our own less than healthy tech habits. Okay, checking out the items on the screen. What's your number? I would love to know how many of these things you're doing. Humble bragging, having a hashtag habit, maybe you're invasively tagging people. Are you abusing people with group messages, posting other people's content as your own, maybe lurking too much or compulsively posting everything that you do? Well, the higher your number, the deeper the challenge ahead of you and ahead of all of us as a society. And I know mine is disappointingly high. So, I thought I could give you some of the tools that I use in my own life and that I've learned from my students in our discussions to take away to give yourself an immediate digital detox, an instant reboot. Okay? We can choose to rewire our brains and take back our lives by using our technology in a smart way. So, let's figure out how to power down to power up your life. The first, turn off all those pesky notifications. I mean, I put my phone in airplane mode before I came out here, and I still got notified about an event that I'm supposed to be speaking sometime, right? Is it now? Okay. So are all those buzzes really necessary? Do we need to know every time somebody comments on anything, on any app that we have? Go into your settings and quiet the unnecessary noise. And second, and this might be the hardest, get rid of the toxic people, pages, and apps that are bogging you down and spending too much of your time, okay? They get the blood boiling, and they bait you into conversations that you would not have in your regular life. So, be ruthless in keeping your digital world safe and healthy. Weed your garden on a regular basis so you can focus on the people and goals that are important to you. So even if it's a toxic friend or maybe a family member, it's okay to delete or hide them so that you don't have to be exposed to all that negative energy. Next, this is my favorite, and this was a genius comment from one of my students. When you really need to focus, go into airplane mode. It's not just for airplanes. You can use it right now. Really. This will turn off all the bells and whistles until you're ready to reconnect on your terms. They will find you when you turn your phone back on. You'll be able to call them back. It's okay. Okay, one of my biggest challenges personally is, and I even had this problem last night, is staying up too late on my phone or tablet. You've got your game, your 2048, and you just can't stop, or maybe your Panda Pop, I don't know what your flavor is, but the lights and signals are interfering with your sleep. So charge your gadgets in another room and get some rest. It also keeps you from hitting the snooze, which happens a lot in my house, if you need to put your feet on the floor and run to go turn off your phone. The next is when you do approach your technology, do so with laser focus. Notice when you're using your phone or gadgets to alleviate boredom or stifle emotions, kind of just like eating, right? Casual surfing is like mindless eating or other habits. Set a purpose for your visit and stick to it. Keep a minimum of apps or tabs open. And just like my husband in a grocery store, get in, get out, and get it done. The more you browse, the more distracted you get, the more you open new things, and the more damage that you can do. If you tend to get lost in tech space, set a timer to make you aware of the time that you're spending. And then really focus on deepening connections. Tell 3 people a day what they mean to you. Make time to meet offline in real life. face-to-face with handshakes and hugs and stuff. Post about gratitude or real accomplishments, epic moments. Add value when you post and when you comment about others. Reach out in ways to people in person that may be hurting, maybe sharing that they're hurting online. And then embrace downtime. The best stuff in life does not happen on a screen. It might be at your uncle's farm, at a gadget-free hotel that doesn't exist yet, or right in your own backyard. So go find it and savor it. Anne Lamott said, almost anything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. So when we're confronted with the opportunity to get online and connect, let's stop and reflect on what we're doing. Let's say you spend 10 minutes a day, and really, who does just 10 minutes a day on your phone and social media? That adds up to over 60 hours a year, which if you think of them as work hours, that's like a week and a half vacation. Would you really choose to spend your vacation that way? So what else could you accomplish with 60 precious hours of your life? I mean, you could write a book, learn a new skill, sport or hobby. I mean, volunteer, start a company. Look at these cool speakers that we had today that really did something with their time. And you can too. Instead of seeing Wi-Fi, I want you to turn that into another phrase. Wi-Fi. Okay, flip and ask yourself this valuable question. Will connecting at this moment help me achieve my goals? And am I really posting what I'm truly feeling and what I truly stand for and what I truly believe? Okay, when you go online, I'd like you to be your authentic selfie instead. So show up online as the same person that you are when you show up in real life. My challenge to you today is to apply the incredible tools. This technology is such a gift that you've been given to live a more vibrant and satisfying life. Let's master technology before it masters us. Thank you.